Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to jump on our special team call tonight. I'm just going to start with a couple announcements. So first, I just wanted to remind you that it is Super Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, April 25th. So please make sure that you register and you get to a Super Saturday in your area. If you need help looking for one, let me know. But if you search in the back office, there's a whole list of where all the Super Saturdays are at. And then the next thing I wanted to add is it's not too late to go to Summit. You know, I know a lot of us are from the Midwest, and there are going to be some coaches from Illinois driving there. And I know there's a couple coaches still looking for roommates. So I really encourage you to do everything you can to get to Summit, because the live events is where everything comes together. And I really want to meet more of you in person, and I want you to experience it. And you know, the new workout from Shaun T is going to come out, and I'm sure they're going to have more announcements for us of other products coming out. So Summit is a must do, so get there. And then the last little announcement is we are going to be bringing back Monday night weekly team calls. So starting in May, we will be doing weekly calls with different Diamond coaches in the Ignited Nation. Because I noticed, you know, I was talking to some of my coaches while we were in Mexico, and we're all trying to run little team calls. So we're going to just bring it together, and then every week we're going to train on a different topic, and we'll work the kinks out of which system we're using. I might have to upgrade my Zoom so more of you can get on live, but we will start doing weekly calls Monday nights starting in May. So not next week, but the following week. So I'm really excited about that as well. I've got a lot of good ideas and stuff that the leaders and I are going to brainstorm next week. And so starting in May, our team is just going to keep growing and getting better and better. So let's see. Now I want to take some time to introduce our guest speaker. So, you know, AJ's my fiance, and he met me when I'd been doing the business for about a year. And like I said, and most of you have seen, my first year, I didn't really do much. So I was really just starting to gain traction, and he'll tell you a little bit more about where things were when we started. But he's always been there, supportive in the wings, watching everything I do. And this past trip, you know, a lot of my coaches were talking to him. I actually left the sunshine for a while to, you know, to actually talk to some potential customers and coaches. I went inside and I was doing a little bit of work, and he was out there talking to our team, and it just made me realize how much he knows about this business. So I really am excited to have him sharing his story. And one more thing I want to add, even if your spouse or your significant other doesn't want to work the business, the sooner you can just sign them up so they can hold that spot towards the top, the better. So AJ, the past, 6 months has not been an active coach. He's been inactive, but he's at towards the top of my organization, so that now that he's going active this month, and he should be an Emerald coach probably this week or next week, then he'll start receiving team cycle bonuses just from being towards the top of my team. So if you haven't signed up your significant other yet, I recommend doing so. Christine Dwyer recommends putting them on your weak leg. Christina says your strong leg. Whatever you do, just put your partner somewhere in your organization, because it will benefit them and benefit you in the long run. So I'm going to let AJ take it away. He's actually a food scientist. So we have totally opposite backgrounds, but they kind of work together. So it's a lot of fun. So are you ready to go, love?
All right, I've unmuted it. All right, well, hello everyone, and thank you for getting on my very first call ever. And before I get started, I have to give a quick shout out to any coach who has ever hosted a call with 1 or 5,000 people, because this is a lot more intimidating than it looks or it sounds like. So my head is off to you as I get started here. But as Allison said, as we were on the trip, and I was meeting lots of people for the first time who I'd heard about from Allison, on a daily and weekly basis, getting a chance to meet some great people for the first time. And the questions that I kept hearing amongst our team's coaches and other coaches kind of kept reoccurring. And when I go to these trips, I'm always very business minded, and I am looking for how is Beachbody earning money and staying a sustainable business model over a period of time, and then how can that translate into success for us and the Ignited Nation and and the larger group here, because I think there's a lot at stake and there's a lot up for grabs out in the nutrition market, and Beachbody has really aligned themselves in a very unique position, I think, to capitalize on a couple key aspects. And after hearing Carl, who I think is a very, very great motivational speaker, I was amped up. I was fired up. I think the business has some really exciting things coming that you guys should be excited about too. And my final, my big takeaway that I really want to stress at the end of tonight is the importance of support and having a sound foundation of people, both in your, let's call it your professional Beachbody life, and then your life outside the business. And I think that anybody at any time can succeed in this business, no matter what the odds are. And we have seen cases and there's stories out there of those successes, but I always think and have thought with Allison, why make life harder on ourselves? And if we can tackle things as groups and as teams together, that just means more success for everybody, faster, and it's more sustainable. And I'm all with this business. I always stress to Allison sustainability and long-term growth. Anybody can shoot up and rank real quick and get recognition, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people here are here to help people change their lives and inspire others, and to earn an income, support a family, accomplish your personal goals, whether it be own your own home, donate to charities, and things like that. So getting into it, Cancun was just an amazing, inspiring experience. And this is my third Beachbody trip, but on this one, getting to see as Allison has grown over the years and how the Ignited Nation is really start to come together and build up. I mean, everybody on this phone call should be very excited about the people that you have around you. And whether you've met them in person, whether you've really interacted with them on different social media, the passion and the drive of these women and men on this team are inspiring. I mean, I don't actively work the business as in trying to recruit people and sign up coaches and starting conversations. I take more of a supportive and a different type of role, but it gets me fired up. It makes me want to start posting things online and being more active and being a part of this group, because coming from corporate America and various companies and various levels of position into management, I don't really know of another place that you're ever going to find this type of camaraderie and people where they don't judge you and they take you for who you are. You all have a common goal of helping people, helping yourself, accomplishing goals, and helping people make their dreams. And I think you should be really excited about the team that you have around you, and should take a second to introduce yourself to some people and to meet some of these great people, because I learned a lot, both about the business and things outside of Beachbody that I thought was great. And I'll continue to be friends with these people and look forward to meeting more of you and more of the nation, if you will. My next big thing is the business. And when you go and you're in these large corporate type events, especially a Success Club type trip or a summit that's coming up, it just strikes you when you meet these people, the potential for growth within Beachbody for yourself, whether it be personal fitness goals, accomplishments that you're trying to achieve or things you're trying to overcome, even public speaking or getting out in front of people, down to the growth and the money and the business side of the potential. I met more 30-something-year-old millionaires who came from literally nothing, with every odd against them that you can ever fathom. And here they are earning $100,000, $300,000 a year, $1 million a year. And you're just sitting with them, and they're normal, everyday people. And I'm always looking and studying them. And, and Allison, and we always talk, what's special about these people, and, what is unique and what are they doing? And at the end of the day, they're all normal people. They're just like you and I and everybody on this call, but they have that drive and passion towards this goal. And Beachbody has these amazing tools to help us accomplish those goals. And, especially with the food products and the nutritional products, I am hypercritical about the ingredients. I'm always moaning and groaning when the marketing video is coming on saying, oh yeah, that's what this really is. And they just want to call it that because it sounds fancy. And the first thing I always do is pick up and look at the nutritional deck, scrutinize the ingredients, where do they really get these, and so on and so forth. And I think Beachbody is done this very smartly and strategically within the market. That's very critical. And you should have some confidence in the money that's being spent and the research that they're doing and the products that they're putting out. I mean, I can't vouch for every single ingredient that they put into that Shakeology, but I have yet to really find anything that I disagree with on the product. And, they announced a new line of, if you're more traditional weight loss, or not weight loss, but your nutritional products for the gym, a pre-workout and a post-workout, and Allison will go into all that good stuff. But, listening to the research that they're doing, the market research, looking at the ingredients and products, I really think that they're setting you guys up for success. But the last thing I want to say on the business aspect is we also heard some really crazy stories of how other coaches have chosen to run their business, and how they treat their team, how they talk to the team, their expectations. And it is just amazing to be around people in the United Nation to see that support where, everyone from Allison and everyone that I met there and all the way down, just there's no ego in this business. And I think that's the right way to do your business and to build your business. And my big takeaway is, as you're looking to build an identity for your team, you are only as good as your team. And coaches who truly understand that, Christine Dwyer, Melanie Mitchell, these women are these multi-million-dollar earners, and all they do on these trips are thank their coaches, walk around, take pictures with them, spend time. I mean, they recognize that without them, they're nothing. And so it's great to kind of see that mentality. And I would just urge everybody to keep on that path. So my next thing that I had to laugh about, and I heard a lot of people talking about, what happens if one day all my business goes away, or what happens if there's no more phone calls, or I've been selling, Success Club 12 every month for the last 3 months. Now nobody's there. Like, what am I doing wrong? This business must be, there's nothing left for me in this business. And I think it really boils down to two key aspects, which I just couldn't stress enough on this trip. And to Allison, to everybody around this business, is consistency and tracking. And to me, they go hand in hand. You have to be consistent in this business. There is just, when you look at all the top coaches and the elite coaches, and you'll see me make a lot of analogies to the Christine Dwyers and the Melanie Mitchells, as I look at them, they are just as rock solid, consistent as can be. They have videos that come out on clockwork. They're the types of posts, how they talk about the product. They're always recruiting. They're always building their network. They never stop. And some people say they're an animal, or these people never sleep. I look at it as they're consistent. You can take what they're doing. You can take a coach that spends 20 hours a day on Facebook and social media recruiting. You can scale that down to an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, if that's all you have. But you have to be consistent in the important things: inviting people, building that network, starting conversations. Challenge groups, 3 groups I know seems like they're becoming a lot more popular. Allison and others I've heard are having success. But challenge groups, as you're doing this, you're building what my company calls like a pipeline. You're building a business pipeline. You have to fill that pipeline consistently. If you shut that water off, or you clinch that pipe for a little bit, all of a sudden nothing comes through. Then you start working the business real hard, and you're like, wait a minute, where did everybody go? Well, it's because you stopped in that consistency, or there was that lag in what you were doing. So I'm not saying that you have to work 1,000,000 hours a day, but if you're going to do 30 minutes a day, it's got to be the right things, and you got to do it every day or every 3 days or whatever you build your schedule, and you got to stick to that schedule. Which then leads me into tracking. which I am always hounding Allison for, and I wish I had more time to really spend and dig into the statistics to pass down to the larger teams to help you guys be, more efficient. I'm always trying to look for efficiencies in the business. Why would we want to work harder if we don't have to? I mean, let's work smarter, not harder. So when Allison has an off month and Success Club points are down, or a paycheck is down, or something's not right, I always say, what did you do 30 days ago? What did you do 60 days ago? We have to go back, reevaluate what she's been doing, and you won't know that if you're not tracking. So with the consistency piece, whatever you've identified with your given amount of time, inviting challenge groups, following up, starting conversations, you got to track it every day. Write down, I started 10 conversations today. I invited 2 people to the business today. 1 person went into a challenge group. Just start an Excel spreadsheet and start filling that out. And I believe Allison has some, and if I misspoke and she doesn't, we can help you build one. I'll help you build one. But you need a spreadsheet. And so then as you're filling out the various parts of what you're doing on a weekly basis, now we're making totals. Now you're saying, so in 60 days, you don't understand how come 6 months ago I was, at Success Club 40 and today it's crickets for me. Well, you can look back and go, oh, shoot, I started 1,000 conversations, but I didn't invite a single person to a challenge group for the last 2 months. Bingo, problem solved. Now you're not starting and stopping and trying all these different things and freaking out and, going into panic mode to trying to fix your business. I believe it's a very simple formula in kind of that cycle and that pipeline fill of starting conversations, inviting people to free groups, inviting people to challenge groups, picking out your leaders out of those challenge groups. I mean, I know a lot of this is what corporate tells you every day, and there's a reason why that they say this. I mean, at the end of the day, it works. And if you're not having a lot of success, I think that a tracker will help you kind of prioritize and look at your business to make more sound decisions. And then another example that I used on this trip, and I always think to myself, is if you're the president of a company and let's say you incorporate yourself, and our goal is to build everybody's business up, so you are so large, we have to build corporations and you're going to hire teams. And I'm 100% for real on that part. If you were the president of a Fortune 500 company, if you were the CEO of $1 billion company, would you ever tolerate your business not having data on what it's been doing? No record keeping on what people have been doing, no way to analyze your business. Nobody would ever do that. And so why would we as coaches in our business not do that? So it's tricky. Not everybody loves math and statistics and spreadsheets and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I think, if you're really looking to grow your business and help your business succeed, consistency and a tracker, however that tracker looks to you, is going to be the best tool that I can give you. My last 2 points are around support. And while on the trip, we were sitting by the pool and someone asked me a question. I forgot what it was. And I said, oh, why don't you ask Allison? Allison can help you with that. And I heard, oh, she's too busy. She's too busy. And I heard that a second time on the trip. Oh, no, I don't, I don't ask Allison. I think she's too busy. As a coach, as an employee of a business, you have to seek help. You always have to be looking for help because that's the only way to grow. And especially in a company, in an MLM, in a company like Beachbody, you don't have a manager that you go into 8 to 5 that you sit next to every day that sits down and says, okay, this is how you do your job. You're going to do this today. I'm going to look at what you do. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you that. This company is the sky is the limit, but you have to work for it. And again, why are we making things harder on ourselves when there are tools and resources and people that we can ask for help? So when you don't know something and you have a question, I think there are 3 steps that you should take to finding help. Number 1, look online, look on the FAQs, look on YouTube. We live in an age where everybody has to YouTube and put everything online. 99% of the time, if you have a very specific question, a yes or no question, where you're looking for a finite answer, I will almost guarantee you that that is online. It's going to be the fastest way for you to get that answer. It is the most effective for your coaches and the whole system to get you that answer. Because again, I don't want to waste anybody's time. You don't want your time wasted. We want everybody in the Ignited Nation to be streamlined and effective. And so if we're, proactively looking for that, try to find it. If you can't find it, because people tell me to go look for places. Hey, look in the FAQs. I can't find it. I looked around. Next, I would recommend ask your direct upline coach. Allison and I were going back and forth about this a little bit, but my absolute philosophy, and it's been since I was in school through my job, is you have a right to ask the person that you're working for a question. And it's got to be a smart question. We don't want to waste people's time again, but you're helping them earn an income. You don't work for them. It's like we all work together. So ask your upline coach. You have a right to an answer. They signed up. When you signed up with them, I'm sure, the vast majority of you are looking at people and you're saying, I want to work with this person, or I like working with this team. If those are your reasons and that's what's driven you to this business, take advantage of that. That's why you're here. That's why we want you here. We want people that are thinking creatively and outside the box and being proactive. Ask coaches questions. Ask your coach questions. If you can't find your coach, if you can't find it on the FAQ, if you're wanting to talk about some bigger business issues, Beachbody like theory or, strategies and those types of things, Allison is always here to help. And she helps with every question. She's online. Allison now does this full time. She is here to help you. Don't be intimidated to reach out to her. She has a scheduler on her website. We pay for it, use it, it's there. She wants to help you. There should never, ever be an excuse that Allison is too busy or my coach is too busy. I don't want to ask them a question. If you're in this business, if you have coaches, you need to be there to answer the questions, and you need to ask those questions if you have them. Because every day that you don't get that question answered is opportunity that's lost. That's time wasted. That's effort that's spent. So we want to get those questions answered for you as quickly as possible. So FAQs, ask your coach, ask Allison. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Now my final topic, which I think is really one of the most critical things, and it's where I think that Allison and I has been very fortunate, is support in this business. I think that anybody can succeed in Beachbody, and I think anybody can succeed at pretty much anything they want in life. But it is a lot easier when you have champions and support by your side. And the way I look at support within Beachbody specifically is kind of three lump categories. There's negative support, indifferent support, and positive support. Negative support are the people that are saying, why are you doing that? That's a pyramid scheme. That's stupid, or that's never going to work. We don't want that. You don't want that. You're trying to succeed. You're trying to make yourself healthier. You're trying to make a living. You're trying to help others. Why would you want somebody around you that's bringing you down? So we don't want that. Indifferent support, I would even take over negative support. So I look at indifferent as they're not bringing you down, but they're not lifting you up. Maybe they're just indifferent. They're not saying anything. I would rather be here than negative, and indifferent could mean that they're silently positive or they're skeptical and they're watching to make you succeed. And that's okay. I think that you'll start to see people's colors and they'll start to come around positive as you show them your story and your passion, your drive. It just becomes infectious, and you'll see at Summit and you see on these calls that people's drive and passion makes others want to join and be a part of this great community. And people on the fence are watching. And so, have faith that as you keep going through and pushing forward, indifferent will start to move into positive. And positive to me comes in a vast array of forms. And while at this Beachbody event, I had one of my big priorities at this was to seek out other successful coaches and to talk specifically to their husbands and wives about, what do you do for this business? How do you support this business? And the one overwhelming thing that I noticed is the most successful people that had the greatest success had a phenomenal support network beside them. And some of them was the husband and wife, but others was one girl was a church community. Another woman was, she was an Army wife and had a group of other wives that were all working together and really created this great network. And we've created one here in Beachbody, and that's really what we're trying. And I know everyone is trying to strive towards is a positive level of support. So when kind of going back to Allison and my story, when I first met Allison about 3 years ago, I was skeptical. I heard rumors about other MLM companies and Beachbody, and I thought, oh yeah, here we go. It's just another get rich quick scheme. And she was working a bunch of different jobs and teaching and all over the place. And I didn't see it when we first met. I didn't bring her down, but I was not actively supporting her. And I was probably more on the negative side when I would make my little comments every now and then. But as I saw her determination grow in little nuggets of success, where she would help somebody lose 50 pounds, she had a record paycheck of $250 that week, seeing the excitement and how she was investing more, I started to get on board. And where I wasn't fully a believer, I was looking at her like, okay, I see where you're going with this. And, does that person really make $500,000 a year? And no, that can't be right. But what do they make again? So I was looking, and, she was having more and more. And then, we were fortunate in our relationship for Allison's career. About a year and a half ago, I took a position in Boston. And when we moved to Boston, Allison, at the time was making $300 to $400 a week as a paycheck. And we had the conversation, does she get another job and look for dancing classes? And that's what she wanted to do. And, maybe I should look for a studio. And I was going back and forth because Boston was really expensive to live in. And the East Coast was a big increase coming from the Midwest. But I said to her, I think I can afford to pay all the bills. Why don't we just try your business for 3 months and let's just see what going full-time looks like. And she didn't believe me, and we had a lot of conversations around, do we think this is actually going to work or not, and what was this going to look like, and could we afford it? And at the end of the day, we both agreed if at 3 months that we didn't see a significant increase, that we were going to pull the plug on full-time and scale back, and Allison would look for other jobs. Having that opportunity at that time for Allison to go full-time was a vast game changer. And it was just like throwing gasoline on a fire. And in less than 3 months, her business has just exploded. And 18 months later, I'm proud to say that seeing a $2,000 paycheck, a $3,000 paycheck is not uncommon around the house anymore. And where I just busted my butt in corporate America, and I've had a very successful technical, and I was a food scientist, had a very successful career, and now I'm in sales, and I manage some significant businesses for my company. Allison out earns me, and the potential for growth is just so amazing. And seeing all of that on top of the community and the people that we got to spend time with over the weekend, it's so amazing. And I look back at, for us, what was a turning point? How can I create this tangible thing to help other people see the success? Because it's not rocket science here. And every time I look back at it, I think, in my head, the big accelerator in the business was the day that I said, I am all in on your business and let's do it. And I'm not taking any credit for all the hard work that Allison does. She puts in long nights, very hard hours. She's always there to help people, and she is very sincere in her business. But I think that time gave her the chance to really to do it and to show the world that what she can do. And maybe if I was sitting on the side saying, "Oh, Beachbody is so stupid. You still only make $300. Why are you doing this business anymore? Like, come on, I make good money. Just stay at home or just go get a job at Starbucks or something." I mean, what an idiot! What an idiot I would have been, And I'm laughing now. I'm laughing at myself. I mean, if I could go back in time, the day I met her, I would say, "Let's do Beachbody full time." I mean, that would just be my thing. And Allison is a special kind of woman who just really busts her butt and has a hard work ethic, and consistency is just Allison's thing. I mean, the lists and how she tracks and looking at her business and staying on top of Beachbody and trends in the industry and workouts and helping people with goals. I mean, it's just amazing. And I know that so many of you out there just have outrageous potential, and I think some people just need a little gasoline thrown on their fire, and you just need that little extra boost and belief and support. And it doesn't even have to be about your business goals. Maybe it's your personal fitness goals or things you want to achieve in your life. I mean, it's all the same. It's what you guys want to do. It's just so important. And so I've said to Allison, and I'm saying it right now to all of you on this call, I am here to help you talk to people in your life that are not believers and that are skeptics. If you have people around you saying this business is a scam, this is stupid, I'll talk to them. I'll give you my email. I'll give you my phone number. I will talk to these people. I will explain my story, show them this video. I mean, I am 100% sincere and honest when I say this company is legit. The people in this business are absolutely amazing. And if you are a driven and determined individual who wants to make change in your life and other life, this is the business for you. This is the team for you. These are the people that you should be surrounding yourself in your life. And if somebody doesn't understand that, I will gladly pick up the phone and I will tell them that any day or any time of the week. So that is my long and drawn out rant about support. But as you can see, I just think it's just so critical. And I want to thank Allison again for the opportunity to speak tonight. And I'm just so proud of everything that she's accomplished. And you guys should know that she is sincerely wanting to help you accomplish whatever it is in your life that you are looking to accomplish. It is not a show. It is for real. She is here to help. I am here to help. We're here to help. So with that, I will have Allison kind of wrap it up for us, and that'll do it. And thank you all for listening.
All right, so I'm kind of glad that my camera for some reason isn't working, because I'm like sitting over here smiling and getting teary-eyed and really emotional, because I am very grateful that you've been supporting me. And when we had that moment, like, no, you have to do this full time. I mean, I fought it. I was like, no, I still need a part-time job and I need to do this. And AJ really grounded me and said, no, just see what you can do. And for me, it's scary to see where it can take you, because I don't know why I was like afraid of the success of it all, and I kind of held back. But once you get to know your gifts and your talents, and you have the right people around you supporting you, you can truly do anything. And like AJ said, we're both here to help. Our team is here to help. I mean, in Mexico, we stuck together. AJ and I ran into Christine Dwyer in line in Mexico, getting at the airport. We're about to leave, and she was like, oh, how many people on your team were there? And I was like, yeah, we hung out the whole time. We wanted to be together, and we bonded and we connected. And we all are so different, but we just have similar heart and soul, and we're soul sisters, like we said. Plus we've got our guys with us too. But we wanted to be together because we have some amazing people on our team, and I'm glad that you're all on our team. Like AJ said, please schedule calls with me. We're going to be doing weekly calls again starting in May for the team. If you need help figuring out a tracker, and you're overwhelmed with the thought of a spreadsheet, make it simple. Like, I legit used to use a notebook. I wrote out the date, I wrote out what I did, and then I would make little tally, like tick marks by the end of the week. You don't even have to make a spreadsheet if that's not your personality type. You know, keep it simple, find what works for you, but you can really grow this business, and you can, you know, the sky's the limit. The company's growing, there's new products coming out. You know, we'll talk more about that, and you'll hear about it at Super Saturday, the performance line, the new dance workout, which is my jam, and I know a lot of you are dancers too. And I know there's going to be more stuff in the works as well. So I'm just really excited for our team, and I really can't wait to meet more of you in Nashville. I think that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and close up the call, but if you have any questions when I post the recording, you can comment below, and AJ and I will be there to answer them for you. So thank you again, AJ, for your input. This was like last minute. I mean, we were on a vacation. I'm like, do you want to lead the call tomorrow? You know, and he put this together, and he's been really passionate about it and really wants to see our whole team succeed too. So thank you again, everybody, for jumping on. Thank you, AJ. And I will talk to you, and hopefully next time I'll get my camera to work so I can see your smiling faces soon. All right, have a good one.